What's up, Knicks fans? Four and counting here. Well, four and counting for the Giants. The Knicks only won one championship, but we're getting better. Hopefully, we're getting better. We're moving in the right direction. Um, I'm gonna leave this brief. I just want to make a couple of statements. The New York Knicks, in my opinion, they've been looking good lately. They've been playing with a lot of intensity, a lot of passion. Julius Randle is, um, I think he's still a head case, but he's producing. RJ Barrett is turning into a star. Tom Thibodeau is finally starting to let Cam Reddish go. Free Cam Reddish. Free Cam Reddish. Iman quickly has been playing lights out. The Knicks have been on a two-game winning streak on the West Coast. They just beat Dallas last night. They pounded them by 30 points. This is a Luka Doncic led team, and they pounded them by 30 points. So, that says a lot. The Knicks are an enigma. They're a team, they'll get up on you by 20, by half, and then they'll blow the lead late in the game. They're finding ways to win, which is a sign of good coaching, which is a sign of players listening to the coach and Tibbs. And they're also playing their young guys, which is, I'll admit, I was wrong. I always said that the Knicks should trade Julius Randle. No. I think they should keep him. I think he pairs with RJ Barrett very well. Kemba Walker, Evan Fournier, gotta go. But Julius Randle, he's if you can give me what Julius Randle has been doing, I mean, he's almost been averaging a triple-double these last couple of games. 14 points, like about 8 or 9 boards, 7, 8 assists. I mean, that's good. That's good. When you're talking about a third option. And that's what he is. He's a good, solid third option. RJ Barrett is emerging into a number 2, a legit number 2. We need that point guard scorer that can get the job done. And I feel that Donovan Mitchell is going to cost us too much. I feel Donovan Mitchell, he's going to cost us Julius Randle. He's going to cost us Emmanuel Quickley. He's going to cost us Cam Reddish. And he's probably going to cost us a draft pick or 2. So I don't think we need to go that route. And Utah is the 4th seed in the West. They're winning. He seems to be getting along better with Rudy Gobert. So I don't know if Utah is willing to let him go now. One guy I would look at is De'Aaron Fox. Now, De'Aaron Fox, that's also going to cost us Julius Randle. But we need a point guard. Now, the Knicks can go and they can say, okay, well, we'll wait until the draft and we'll draft the point guard, which is what I think they should do. I think they need to get younger. I think they need to get length. And I think they need to get defense on the perimeter. Cam Reddish is a good perimeter defender. He has a great move going to the basket with his little hop step. Sometimes they call him for traveling. But it's an effective move. It's an effective move, man. And he does it from the left side with his left hand, trying to show off. But, that's just how much talent he has. if I'm the Knicks, they can go two ways. I wanted them to get DeJounte Murray. That doesn't look like it's going to happen. He was an all-star. He's playing at a high level, and it's going to cost us players. I don't want anything that's going to cost us players. So I think there's some good point guards in this draft. Ty Washington from Kentucky is a good, solid point guard, distributes, can hit the three, and he's also a good free throw shooter. If you've been watching the Knicks games like I have, you've also noticed that the Knicks free throw shooting it's been kind of off this year. I don't know what's going on with that. Last year they were solid. This year they're like, I don't know about that. But if we get a solid point guard in there that can distribute the ball, play good perimeter D, and keep Julius Randle and RJ Barrett, we're a solid team. We're a solid team. It's going to be interesting to see what we do with Mitchell Robinson. Do we trade him and let him go? Do we really want Miles Turner that bad? I could see Miles Turner in a New York Knicks uniform. But at the same time, I could also see the New York Knicks re-signing Mitchell Robinson and staying with the squad that we have and just get a point guard. Get a point guard in here. Move Cam Reddish to the 2. RJ Barrett to the 3. Julius Randle to the 4. Mitchell Robinson or Miles Turner at the 5. I'm good with that. Like I said, Donovan Mitchell, hell of a talent. But he's going to cost us too much, man. DeJounte Murray, hell of a talent. But he's going to cost us too much. De'Aaron Fox, once again, hell of a talent. But he's going to cost us too much. We got to start building this New York Knicks franchise up from the draft, via the draft. Not signing big name free agents that's going to purge the roster. We don't want that. We want to still be able to keep Emmanuel Quickly. We want to still be able to keep Quentin Grimes. We want to still be able to keep Cam Reddish. We want to still be able to keep maybe Mitchell Robinson. We want to be able to keep these guys. And we can only keep them by doing what we're supposed to do and build the team up via the draft. Jericho Sims, he's been playing good. A rebound monster. I mean, what do we have to do? Just get a point guard in here. Get a point guard in here. Trade Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker to a team for some role players, for some three-point shooting, because Evan Fournier can't hit shit. I mean, that boy can't throw the ball in the ocean. I mean, it's flat out horrible. So, if you could trade Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker, and I think I read something that the Knicks were looking at Mitchell Horton from the Los Angeles Lakers. Not like they were any better than us, but he's a good, solid player. Plays good D. I don't have no problem with that. Get Kemba Walker out of town. Get Evan Fournier out of Dodge. And keep the young players that we got, man. And run with these young players. I mean, these dudes are balling. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the oldest player is Julius Randle. And he's 25. He's 20 freaking 5. Come on. I mean, We got a good, solid nucleus. They just need more experience and some patience. We as Knicks fans, we've been patient since we've last won a title in the 70s, the early 70s. We could be patient for another year or two and build this team up the right way. I think that we're moving in the right direction. I think that we're getting players in that can help us. And we don't need to panic. We don't have to panic. You know, we can do the things that we need to do and do it the right way, build the team up the right way, and have something that we can be proud of. New York Knicks, you know, is something synonymous with winning. You know, I'm used to watching Patrick Ewing every season going to the playoffs. Every season. Patrick Ewing, Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, Larry Johnson, Xavier McDaniel, Charles Oakley. But the staple, even Mark Jackson, the staple was Patrick Ewing. You know, and I'm used to that. I'm used to us going to the finals, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s, when we had those wars with the Houston Rockets. And, I mean, the dream did us in. We should have won, but, you know, Rolando Blackman was, I don't know what Pat Riley was thinking. I mean, when Rolando Blackman was stinking, Pat Riley stuck with him, and it cost us a championship. But that's neither here nor there. Even when the Knicks had Charles Smith came from the Clippers. When he was on the Clippers, back then, they called it a double-double. He was a double-double machine. 20-plus points, 10-plus rebounds every single night. Now, they had him playing small forward, which was out of his position, you know, because we had Charles Oakley at the time. You know, this was after Xavier McDaniel with his knees and everything else. But, excuse me, I'm sorry. But, you know, we're building the team the right way. And it's looking good. It's looking good. I was really down on the Knicks. And, you know, they're not going to win a championship this year. We all know that. But that doesn't mean if we don't build the team the right way that we can't be title contenders in 2 years. What's 2 more years? What's 2 more years? You know? We don't need... It's nice, but we don't need the Kyries, the Kevin Durants, arguably the best player in basketball. You know, we don't need that. You know, we're blowing teams out with the squad that we have. So let's give these young boys time to grow, time to gel, and let it happen, man. Let it happen organically. You know, you can't force it. You know? So that's what I hope they do. I hope they draft a point guard in this year's draft. Stay away from free agency. Get rid of Evan Fournier. Kemba Walker's already gone. That's why he's sitting out the rest of the year. We still got Derrick Rose. I don't care if they gotta roll Derrick Rose out in a wheelchair. I'm a big D Rose fan. But he seems to solidify the New York Knicks offense. And they seem to play better when D Rose is coming in. And he's only coming in for spots. And that's fine. You know? If you want to package Alec Burks, Evan Fournier, and Kemba Walker to a team, I'm all for it. If you say you can do Alec Burks, Kimball Walker, Evan Fournier, and a draft pick for De'Aaron Fox, I'm with it. I'm with it. Because then you could take Cam Reddish and start him. Start him at the 2. RJ Barrett at the 3. Julius Randle at the 4. Mitchell Robinson at the 5. I'm fine with that lineup. I'm fine with it. So let me know what you think. And they could go the cheaper route. You know, they can inquire about Tyrese Halliburton, who we should have drafted, but the Knicks felt he had bad knees, so they stayed away from him. But he's been balling out for the now I believe he was traded to the Pacers. So they might want to inquire about that. That might be a trade that's cheaper, and we can still get rid of these big contracts for these guys that ain't doing nothing. Evan Fournier is not doing anything for us. I mean, he has a couple of good games, yay, but he's not worth the money. Kimball Walker, I thought him coming home, coming back to New York, Bronx native, I thought he was going to show out. Hasn't happened. I don't know if it's his relationship with Tibbs or the scheme or the team. I don't know. But it hasn't worked. And you might have to throw Alec Burks in there to sweeten up the pot. And maybe a draft pick. But we have draft picks, we have assets, and it's time to put a winner in the garden. And I think the Knicks are on their way. I really do. I really do. This year was a setback. We didn't play as well going down the stretch as we did last year. Last year, we were battling Atlanta for the 4th, 5th seed. And we eventually wound up losing to Atlanta and Trae Young. But this year was a little disappointing. But I think we're moving in the right direction. And I think saying that Julius Randle might have been on the trading block, I think that kind of sparked him a little bit and put a chip on his shoulder because he's been playing really well. And I got to give him props for that. And I hope that the Knicks don't trade him because he's the prototypical third option on your team. RJ Barrett, like I said, I'm a North Carolina guy. I was born in North Carolina before I moved up to New York. So I don't like Duke. I was happy that North Carolina spoiled Mike Krzyzewski's last home game. Hubert Davis, great job. But all jokes aside, RJ Barrett is turning into a star. He might even turn into a number 1. But right now, he's a solid 2. And all we need is good point guard play. And then I think we're on our way. So let me know what you think. I say, my personal opinion, don't trade Julius Randle and build through the draft. Get a point guard. If you don't acquire a point guard via trade because it's going to cost too much, get one in the draft. De'Aaron Fox was gotten in the draft. DeJounte Murray was gotten, I believe, in the late first round. You know, Well, Luka Doncic was a top 5 pick, but that's something different. Luka is something special. But it's not, the Knicks are closer to the goal than further from the goal, in my opinion. I know a lot of people might look at the record and be like, oh, they won 26 games. That ain't shit. But they've been playing, and they've been playing their ass off. And they've been doing it with these young players. These young dudes have been doing it. So they got to be rewarded. They got to be rewarded with playing time, man. And to me, that's all they need is playing time. More PT. Free Cam Reddish. Let him start. Let Quentin Grimes be the backup. He'll be the swing man between the 2 and the 3. We get a point, and we're golden, man. Hopefully Mitchell Robinson can stop fouling, because he's a foul machine. That's the only reason I will look at Miles Turner, even though he has the foot issue. That's the only reason I will look at the Knicks maybe bringing in Miles Turner. But once again, you bring in Miles Turner and you put him on the Knicks team, he could stretch the floor, he could shoot the 3, and that allows RJ Barrett to do his little slashing thing and get into the basket. So Miles Turner does open up some things. He gives us options. So it's not out of the question that we get Miles Turner. So let me know what you think about that too. Do the Knicks go after Miles Turner this year in free agency? You know, package Mitchell Robinson and maybe a draft pick for Miles Turner. Let me know what you think. Because I think Miles Turner will be a cheap option. And we get a point guard in the draft. And I feel we're on our way. 2 years, Eastern Conference Championship. You know. But let me know what you think. And I'll have some more information on the Knicks in the next couple of days. And like and subscribe to the channel, please. Keep this ball rolling. And I'm out. Peace.